So we look at HaikuDepot. It comes by default with two repositories, Haiku and HaikuPorts. Now I've installed something locally, so local is also showing up here, but don't worry about that. Haiku is the operating system, what you have immediately after installing Haiku on your computer. HaikuPorts is where all the other good stuff comes in. And we can actually see from which repository it comes. If we just enable that field and make some space, there we go. And you can see most of the things we talk about on this channel are actually in HaikuPorts. You have to go quite a way down before you actually see Haiku itself. But there are some others, and today we're going to install them on this system that I've got here. And to do that, first you go here on this bookmark, list of software sites. Now, bbytes and Polkamandy's BIOS software archive, they're great if you running 32-bit and you want to run old BOS programs. Right, but that's not what we're talking about today. Also, if you're a developer and you want to see if you can find some source code for something obscure that you can port to Haiku. But these two, bsly software repo and Fat Elk software, those are private repositories. They have quite a few interesting applications. There used to be more. I used to have one myself for various reasons which we don't need to go into. No, maybe later. I stopped having that. It's all still available on bshare, and I'm reconstructing it in another format. There was also one called Guest One, which is based in Russia. I believe it's still up, but it hasn't been touched for 10 years. So you'll have to see if the stuff there still works. Alright, so let's start with bsly. Okay, and we have instructions for installing this repo from the terminal. Let's copy that and let's get ourselves a terminal. Now, you have to know whether you've got a 32 or a 64-bit system. Yeah, obviously, because that will determine which of those two commands you're going to use. Oh, let's do this one. And then we do an update, and you see it is the first one that it checks out. Okay, let's have a look at HaikuDepot, and it doesn't recognize it yet, but if we now refresh it here, then it should pick it up. And this is taking a while. My network has been a bit slow lately. And we can now say, just show me this new repository. And there we have it. And these are applications that you will not get in the HaikuPorts repository. Right, let's have a look at the other one, Fat Elk. All right, very simple homepage with a bunch of apps listed below it. But what we're interested in is this Repos 64, because I'm on a 64-bit system here. That will take us to this page. Okay, now this time I am not going to add this in terminal. I'm simply going to take this address and do it the other way. Repositories, manage repositories, and this will call up the repositories app, which you can also get from the desk bar, by the way. And we're going to click on plus, and very conveniently it saw that there was an address in the clipboard and added it for us, and we add it. So, we can temporarily disable any of these if you, for any reason, want to, I don't know, speed things up a bit, I suppose. But we're not going to do that. We're leaving it enabled, and once again we refresh the repositories. So the terminal version of PackageMan and this one are very closely linked, of course. But even so, you do find that sometimes you need to refresh it in both places. Okay, so now we're going to have a look. No, we haven't got it yet, but we soon will. Okay, there we go, Fat Elk 64. And again, not as many as B-Sly, but still, there are. So, We are going to take a look at some of these applications on these two repositories. So now I suggest you just add them. Yeah, it really won't hurt anything to add them, so that when I show you and I say this is from the bsly or from the fat elk repository, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that was it for today's supplementary. Bye-bye.